Hey guys, Dylan here. Today we're going to be working on a Subaru CVT. Most often we see them in here, they're throwing a 2763. Let's get it fixed up. This applies to all solenoids. Just make sure you're replacing the right solenoid. So if there's a CVT throwing a solenoid code, this will help you get there. You can go ahead and pause the screen right there on that page in order to read. This shows you the interchange of the solenoids. Right here is your lockup duty solenoids. Right here. That's the one that always gives us trouble. You can see it's 10 to 13.5 ohms. So any of these other ones that have the same ohms reading, those will work. The primary up solenoid will work, and the primary down solenoid will work. That gives you an idea. If you have any of the old valve bodies, these are the ones that are below the car. It's the same basic idea. Same solenoids work too. Lockup duty cycle right here, 10 to 13.5. We buy these solenoids online and then we test them before we even install them. I've done a few of these. They take me about an hour. A little less than an hour to get these accomplished. You can do them in about 30 minutes if you're really moving, but just take your time, do it right. It'll take you under an hour. I hope this video is helpful. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's get straight to it. All right, the wire we want to check is this white wire, okay? Which is this pin right there. So, and the wire we're touching is the bottom left wire. It's one pin over from the left side, but it's the furthest one to the left. You want to wiggle your ground around a little bit. So you have a nice clean ground. Clean a good spot on the motor here. And touch the wire. 2.2 ohms. That shows you it's testing bad. We're going to test the solenoid before we put it in too. Keep in mind, just because it doesn't test bad does not mean it's not bad. It could just be going bad when it gets hot and not working as well when it's hot. Two hard ones in the back. I always use a regular ratchet for it. There's not enough room. All right, guys, I'm gonna stick a metric bolt in this hole, and then I'm gonna use my slide hammer and my vice grips attachment to pop this cover off. It's the best way I've figured out how to do it. I'll show you what I do. Just 1 second. All right, guys, I just wanted to show you what it looks like with a virgin cover. Taking this cover off with the slide hammer, the left side sticks. Well, if you get the right side free, you can put a bolt in that right side until it snugs up against the top cover, and then use your slide hammer some more, and that bolt will keep the right side down and allow the left side to pop up. Just another little tip that I hope is helpful. Thanks a lot. Remember, you gotta unplug it and make sure that gasket doesn't get messed up. Got the cover off. This particular one's an Outback. You can see there's no wishbone mount on this one. I might still have to take that bracket on the top of the tranny off there, but we'll take a look and see. All right, guys, the bolts you need to take out are all these black ones, right? And then these three, and then this one, and this one. It's a lot easier if you have an air ratchet, but mine just broke on me. See, all these are loose. It's still not loose. It's because this last one here. Yep, see, now it's loose. Stretch a fender cover out just like that. I'll stick a cart right here. So when I come out, I can lay the valve body upside down on this cart. I'm better off to let it drip for a second anyway. Just turn it sideways. Come right through there. You can see my channel fluid comes right through. You can take all your bolts out. I showed you where they went. All right, guys, this is our valve body. That's the solenoid we're going to be changing. All right, guys, I'm going to show you this ground that always breaks on me. I'm going to show you how careful I try to be, but it doesn't help. That time I let it twist a little bit and I held up on it. I think I might have saved it. Just hold up on it so it can bend up and not over. I'll show you what it looks like. That's the ground that always breaks. If you're careful, you might not break it. But if you do break it, take these wires and put them on a small, like 6mm eyelet. Put a new eyelet on it. There's plenty of room. So, there you go, guys. So you have to take all these tins out in the top. One of them has a nut here. Don't lose that nut. This one right here has a nut. Don't lose the nut. This front one here has a little bracket to hold the wires in place. This one right here is the one with the ground that always breaks. It just twists the end off is what happens. And then there's this little sensor thing on these two. And a short bolt. See, there's the ground. You can see it's trying to twist already, but the factory one's thinner. So that one will be good. All right, and then you got to take this little plate off most of the way in order to get this solenoid out. You don't have to take it off all the way. And the one with the green wire is the one we want to change. What I normally do, I pop this top off. And then I just slide my knife in behind there and that plastic piece will come off. Now you want to take just one wire off at a time. Take the green one off and then go get your new solenoid. We get them from Amazon. I've gotten ones that weren't the right ohms before, so you want to go ahead and ohm it out. It needs to be between 10 and 13.5 ohms. So I got the green one off, put the green one on. Take the gray one off, put the gray one on. And then they come with these plastic piece, new ones, new plastic pieces. You want to put this top piece on because it holds the wires in place. The top piece on, then snap it closed. And then you just put your solenoid back in there. Make sure it seats itself. Make sure the connector's in the right place. Slide this bracket back down on here. Got a long bolt there. This one wraps around with our ground. Goes right there. Remember this one with the wire securement piece, it goes on the end. Put the little flap on the other side of the wires first, like that. Then these just go in here. And remember this nut. Don't forget this little bolt. Helps hold that sensor on there. There's actually two nuts you got to worry about. Here's the other one. Put the nut on there. Tighten it up. Make sure all your wires are not in this area. See this area? That has to seal something. And then there's an O-ring that goes right here, and an O-ring that goes right here. It's in the case. I'll show you. Make sure these O-rings stay in place, guys. There's one there and there's one there. And I always dump a half a quart down in here to keep it full. So just go ahead and dump half a quart of CVT fluid in there before you put your valve body back on. I'll show you. I always just dump about a half a quart in them. Make sure you use CVT fluid. All right, guys, both my O-rings are in there. All my wires are out of place. My ground's connected. Time to put it in. It goes like this. I always turn it sideways to get down in there. All right, guys, all the black bolts go through here, right in a row. And then the last one goes there, and then the silver and silver go there. Always start bolts by finger, guys. And then you put this cover back on. Don't forget to put your ground on the top. I just want to show you guys what a good test looked like, guys. It should be between 10 and 13.5 ohms. This one's 12.2. Just make sure you got a good clean spot on the case to put your negative. So I hope this video was helpful. Thanks for watching. I'm going to stick a couple videos up there. If you check them out, I'd appreciate it. If you made it this far, go and hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to support my channel. I really appreciate it, guys. Let's get straight to the next one.